Hey everybody, Devoto Oblivion here, and it's been a while since I recorded and uploaded a video. The video that I actually wanted to upload is actually taking a lot more time to finish, since I don't have much time each day after work, and also after work I'm just too tired some days, so I just want to relax. So I'm recording this video now to sort of like bridge that gap. Since I think I'm like halfway done editing that one. But I'm not going to be around the bush anymore, but I do want to bring up another like life talk that I have, which is about birthdays and celebrations, because it was my birthday recently. So it was my birthday recently, and really got me thinking about how I really celebrate my birthdays up until now. And it basically just not cemented, but like it just came down to like me not really celebrating my birthday at all, and how my view of celebrations in general has changed over the years. So I'll see how much I can actually recall, but most of these are pretty vague because each year is relatively similar. There's only some that stand out, but they're really like similar. So as a kid, so growing up, I've only ever celebrated with my family. I basically never celebrated with friends or classmates, as my house was too small, my neighborhood was too far, and I can never invite friends over because of that. So it really made me like a little envious to everyone else who was able to celebrate their birthdays like that, since I was always invited to like birthday parties, but I can never be the host. So up until junior high, which is kindergarten to grade 6, I only celebrated with my family, like my aunts, uncles, and cousins included, since at the time it was a big deal. But it then slowly died down as everyone got busy, and the importance sort of like faded away. So I think it was like starting in junior high, it was only my immediate family, which is my parents and my older brother, that I sort of celebrated my birthday at. And how I celebrated it with them ever since then was basically as simple as you can get, which is buying a small cake and just asking my mom to make some non-regular foods, like foods that we don't usually have for dinner, or we actually eat out, either lunch or dinner, takeout or dining out, whichever one I sort of requested. Since there was, I think it was 1 year that I did get asked to go out for dinner as a family, and I think ever since then I've mostly just asked my mom to cook, since I'd rather treat myself to lunch, and I don't really want to go out for dinner, really, unless I've been invited out by some people. So it sort of really continues to this day. Like, I've only celebrate with buying a cake, and I decide like what I want to eat. So it's usually takeout, but for this year, for 2026, I decided to do dining in with some Korean barbecue, and that was great. It was still like by myself because everyone I knew was pretty much busy, so schedules don't really align. I still enjoyed eating by myself. Sounds so lonely, but like I've been doing this for so many years, it really just feels like the normal to me. But anyways, I think now I want to bring up some of the notable exceptions to what I had in terms of celebrating now, which is that I believe it was in 2021, 2 of my close friends took me out for lunch, and I still had to pay for myself, but I was still grateful for them in the first place to bring me out of said house and basically bring me out for lunch. So I'm grateful for that, but I still would have preferred if they covered my bill, but yeah, it's whatever. I had a good time with them for lunch, and then I don't even remember what I even did that day. So I think that was like the only exception, really, aside from maybe the one time we went out for dinner. But then everything else is like, since junior high, so grade 7 onward, was basically a cake and my mom's home cooking with maybe like something I'd treat myself. But when we talk about birthdays, we also have to talk about presents, and I really feel like presents are not a big concern, especially to me now. So like, for birthday presents in general, like, at least for me, I'll get to the general part, but at least for me, I think I received some as a kid from looking at them in pictures, and it's very different because I cannot remember what I received each year from people unless it's like very standout-ish, and even then I have a hard time recalling them because it's so mixed in together that I can't really differentiate them sometimes. I do know for sure that my parents will always give me a red packet, so red envelope, and my aunts and uncles used to gift me red envelopes as well for my birthday, but it stopped like a long time ago, like sometime near the end of elementary. I think I actually stopped receiving them. Like maybe even grade 6 was actually the last time I received a red envelope from them. But my parents still consistently give me one red envelope for my birthday. So it effectively acts like my allowance or whatnot. And then my older brother, he was basically the only person who really gifted me something that isn't just money or gift cards. I remember, I believe it was in 2011, he got Pokemon Black and White, as that was the newest release at the time. But of course, I had the choice of black or white, and I chose white, and he would get the other version. So I was still happy for that. And then in 2015, I received Xenoblade Chronicles 3D for the new 3DS because I love JRPGs, and I think at that moment in time, I wanted to try Xenoblade, and that was the only system that I could run Xenoblade. Like technically, I could have ran Xenoblade on the Wii U, but I didn't really pay attention to backwards compatibility with the Wii at the time because I was basically on my 3DS like every single day. Maybe not every single day, but I was on my 3DS a lot. And then in 2018, oh my god, for my 18th birthday, my brother gifted me probably the biggest gift I've ever received from him, which was a brand new Nintendo Switch and a special edition for Fire Emblem Warriors for the Switch. So that was very like out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting any of that, so I was very happy. And then I believe also in 2021, I received Shin Megami Tensei 5, the original, because Vengeance have not come out at that time, for the Switch, and I actually enjoyed my time with it, although I would think that the rebalancing that Vengeance had is much better, because I could tell that there's a lot of quality of life it needed, but for the time, it was very, it was very much of an accepted gift. I don't know what other words I would use there. And then, aside from gift cards, I basically tell him don't give me anything unless he wants to give me like a gift card or something like that, because most of the stuff I'd rather buy myself now because I make money And even if I didn't make money, I'm still smart enough with my finances that I know if I want to buy something, it's always planned. Let's see. Who else gave me presents? Oh, one of my cousins have also gifted me some presents as well. Sometime in elementary, I believe it's between grade 4 and grade 6. Probably grade 4 now to think about it. She gifted me a, the DS game Drawn to Life? Because I think I said I was interested in trying to get better at art because I suck at art, and that game did not help me at all. It was also like, I don't want to say it's a bad game, but I did not understand the game at the time. And then, I believe it was in 2016, back when I was very much into League of Legends esports. My favorite team at that time was TSM, and for just out of nowhere, she got me some TSM merchandise. I now have them stored away since I'm no longer a fan of the team, but at that time I was like really grateful since I wanted some team merchandise. Can't really say that now, but it is a product of the past now, or a past time of where I was at. Let's see. I believe I was in grade 8 because I know it's in junior high. Well, a great friend of mine at that time, and I would very much like to talk with him again in this current day, but a great friend of mine in grade 8, he gifted me Riot Points, RP. So basically, League of Legends gift card. And because the game was taken off at a time, and that was basically the main game that my entire friend group is playing and we're all addicted to, it sort of made sense. I was still grateful for that at the time, but of course, we all didn't mind at that time. Now I look back to it, it's like, yeah, those are good memories. So let's ignore the RP and any other gift cards, and I've practically never received a non-gift card present from friends. And the first time it has happened, and I guess it was, if I remember correctly, the only time it actually happened now, was that in 2023, I had to do a role play for one of my classes, and my partner gifted me a bag of tea leaves because in a passing conversation as we were practicing for our role play to be graded on, I mentioned that my birthday was coming up before we had to be marked on our role play, and they just gave me a bag of tea leaves, and I was pretty happy because that was basically the first time a non-family member gifted me something that wasn't a gift card. So basically a non-family member with a non-gift card present. And then I believe the following year, one of my friends gifted me the Apollo Justice trilogy on Steam, and that was very much unprompted. I wasn't expecting that at all, and I was very happy since I was actually playing the Phoenix Wright games at that time, and I didn't have didn't have the money, but I wasn't planning to buy Apollo Justice trilogies yet. It was probably a later purchase, but they gifted me, and I just played through the game when I was done. So I was pretty happy with that as well, because it just came out of nowhere, unprompted as well too. So now to the present day, where I'm at right now. It's like, I just feel like birthdays just don't feel that special. It just really feels like another day, but I guess it can be an excuse to not just eat cake, but other foods you don't normally eat. It's like you decide how you want to celebrate it yourself. Like maybe do things that you don't normally do, but because everyone
is getting older, we're continuing with our careers in adulthood, it's like much harder to organize things unless you do it well in advance, that I really don't feel like birthdays are that special. I guess it could just be me because I never really celebrated my birthday. But the more I think about things, it's like celebrations just feel very muted to me. Like if it's a once in a lifetime event, then it really feels right. Like, oh, I'm getting married, or maybe something that isn't just once in a lifetime, but like it happens very rarely in life, like baby showers or buying a new house or something like that. That's how celebrations really feel like it's right. Like especially getting married, like that's another way like I feel like celebrations feel like warranted. But if it's a yearly one, then I feel like it really starts to become dull after a while. Like, even right now, I find Thanksgiving and Christmas more or less the same now. Like, it's always the same routine every year, so it doesn't feel any special. And I guess regarding presents, I feel like birthdays, they are more celebratory, and you're meant to have a good time because you want to celebrate you finally aging up one more year. Like you've survived another full year in terms of your age, so you want to more like celebrate that somehow. And gifts or presents, they're not really expected. While I feel like Christmas is more suited for presents and gift giving because that's sort of like the occasion that Christmas is built around itself. I think like going forward still, like the only wish I have for birthdays is a surprise celebration. I don't care if it's a surprise party or not. I just want to be surprised. Like maybe people just show up at my door and say happy birthday, here's a cake or something like that, and that be it. But I just want to be surprised because I've been celebrating my birthday every single year, that if I get surprised by something, then it's gonna be genuine. But anyways, that's all for today. That's really all I have to talk about birthdays and celebrations in general. Like that's how it feels to me. So thank you all for watching. Let me know how you celebrate your birthdays and maybe how you also feel about celebrations. I'd be curious to know. Maybe you shared a bit of the same sentiment as me. Maybe it's something different. I would like to really hear more. So, anyways, once again, thank you all for watching if you made it this far, and hope to see you in the next video, which is the one that I've been working on for, I guess, over about a month now. So, I'll see everyone then. Peace.